Welcome, Firebird artists. Hopefully you enjoyed learning a little bit about our artist that we're being inspired by, Kimmy Contrell. He is a relief ceramic artist. Again, as you may have heard, he does asymmetrical work, or notice that he does asymmetrical work, meaning that both sides are not the same. So he does a lot of masks. And neither side of the masks are symmetrical or being exactly the same. So in the background, you'll be able to see some of his artwork that we're featuring to be inspired by. So he works with interesting shapes. It is not realistic, and he's just really having fun with shape and color. And so hopefully we will as well. Most of his artwork is masks or of faces. However, he has done other types of ceramic pieces, such as flowers or a still life setting. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an option there. So you can work and be inspired by the masks he has done, or working with your slab piece of clay, you can kind of work in a different, you can create flowers. So I'll kind of walk you through both of those. So the first step today is to think about what it is that you are going to be creating. On your tables is a handout that gives you some examples. And again, it's asymmetrical. They're not the same on both sides. And so something to kind of look at. You have the size of paper that you're going to be working with. And because our clay slab, we're actually going to be working in clay. Our clay slab is about that size. So this will be your clay slab that you'll be working in. And so your paper is about the same size as the clay slab. Okay, so that's how much clay you're going to get. So today, you're going to decide and design your paper. So you're going to design the shape that you think you want to work with. And I would start with pencil. So again, this is one that I created. So this is an asymmetrical. I only even have one eye. So you're going to start first with a shape. That's going to be the background shape, or the shape of your mask if you're doing a mask. Okay, so first work with pencil, and then go over all of your features with a Sharpie. Okay, so this is my final project. I really like the way this is looking. And now on another sheet of paper, you're going to trace all of those shapes individually. So let me tilt my camera down. So luckily, this paper you can see through. So I'm going to lay the paper on top of the other paper and just drop my Sharpie. And I'm going to first start with the shape of my mask. And I'm going to kind of move my tracing paper over to the edge so I have plenty of space. And I'm just creating the shape of my, I'm going to call it my base, or my mask. Then I'm going to move my paper to a clear spot, and now I am going to trace, I'll call them hairs, these little slabs that I want, that I'm going to add. Okay. I also have his nose, so I'm going to put his nose here, or her nose. Okay. I'm going to do the circles. So all I'm doing is I'm tracing all the individual pieces that I want to use. And this is going to be, and I'm not sure with the eye if I want to cut out all these individually or just carve them in. I think I might just carve them in. So on my second sheet of paper, I am making room to trace all of the separate pieces I want to use. And I'm going to have to turn my paper this way. Will I be able to get that piece in? Oh no, I should have moved this piece up. Okay, so the ending of my mouth. I'm going to turn it this way and trace it. Ooh, it's going to be tight. So I didn't plan that out very well. But this is the base. And then these are all the individual pieces that I'm going to use to create my mask, or my really cool piece. I can't wait to do this. So Again, today you're going to have probably a couple sheets of paper, and if you need more, I certainly can cut more. It's about the size of the clay that you're going to have to work with, okay? And so you're going to create your mask first. I also have, I didn't do the Sharpie of this yet, but I will. This is kind of like a flower design, okay? So I have a lot of different pieces on this one, and know that you're going to eventually have to cut out and attach onto the clay all of these pieces. So you don't want really tiny pieces that will not stick well to your clay, and we'll talk about scoring and slipping and attaching your clay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just outlining, and I should have had my camera down, I'm outlining this piece. So remember I said you could either do a mask with a person's face or a face, or you could, he also like to do flowers. And I'm just using geometric shapes, and not a ton of them, because we're going to cut each of these out and put them and use them with our clay piece. So this is another example of what you can do, okay? So I'll kind of walk around and make sure everybody's on the right track. So the first step again is to design your piece of art, your ceramic relief, because it's going to be dimensional. And then on your second sheet of paper, you're going to break out each of those shapes individually and making sure they fit on one paper, because that's how much clay you have. All right, so enjoy creating this. Now, if you get done with getting them all on here, then the next step is to cut them out. So the very last step is to cut out, well, not the last step, but the very next step is to cut out your pieces. So I am cutting out my pieces that I'm going to use. So you're going to cut out all of your pieces, and then on your clay slab, you're going to arrange them. Okay, and I'll do another video on how we're going to arrange all of these pieces and hopefully have room. So if you use your strip in the right way, you should have room for all these pieces, but stay tuned. I'm going to create that video next. So today, have fun creating your ceramic relief image that you think you're going to use for this project. So I look forward to seeing what everybody is creating. Being inspired by Kenny Cantrell. Enjoy. I'm just trying to get closer so that you can see a little bit better his images. Kimmy Cantrell, a ceramic reliefed artist. And we're featuring him, especially in February, African American Heritage Month.